So most of you may not know this, but Garage Gaming is quite the naval history buff, which is why this dev blog review perplexes me. So first of all, let's look at the two US Omaha class light cruisers, USS Trenton CL-11 and USS Relay CL-7, both of which have 8 6-inch guns in a very strange arrangement. Next, we will look at German light cruiser Emden with its 15 centimeter guns in 8 single mounts. Next, we will look at KMS Köln, the German light cruiser, with 9 5.87-inch guns in 3 3-gun turrets, again arranged in a strange fashion. Now we will look at the Krasny Kavkaz with its 4 180mm naval guns. Odd, but effective, I suppose. And then next we'll look at the Krasny Krim. Now this thing has 15 130mm guns, so essentially the guns they used on Soviet destroyers of the time. Very old layout. Now we will look at one of the Emerald class light cruisers, 2 of which were made, Emerald and Enterprise. Enterprise has that dual turret at the front. Emerald did not. Emerald had an extra pair, so Emerald had 7 guns as well, but it had it all in single casement mounts. Sorry, single mounts, not casements. And then we have HMS Dido, a anti-aircraft cruiser. So the 5.25-inch quick-firing guns were intended for engaging aircraft mainly. So the interesting thing is, on top of all of these ships that I've just shown you, the ships that come afterwards are, again, somewhat lacking compared to what I'm about to talk about. So the interesting thing is, Krasny Kavkaz is from the class that came after the Krasny Krim. Krasny Krim is a Svetlana class cruiser, whereas the Krasny Kavkaz is a Admiral Nakhimov class cruiser. So the interesting thing with that is the only ship you'd have to get after that would be the Kirov. The Kirov has 9 180mm guns. Let's look at the next ship. Now, the KMS Köln was replaced by the KMS Leipzig, or the Leipzig class cruisers. Now, they were the last German light cruisers. In fact, they had the exact same armament, so not much can be said about that. Now, Emerald and Enterprise, the class that came after them was the Leander class, which is an interesting one since, well, my country of Australia operated Leander class cruisers, as well as New Zealand operating the Leander herself. The Leanders had 8 6-inch guns in 4 2-gun turrets, so keep that in mind. Now, Dido was a one-off class of ships, and they were intended as smaller trade protection cruisers effective in the Mediterranean. Now, technically speaking, their 5.25-inch guns were surface weapons, but they fired anti-aircraft rounds, and when Dido killed 23 aircraft and probably scared off far more, I'm not going to sit here and say that they're not anti-aircraft cruisers. Now, if you've been keeping up with the number of guns, you're probably wondering why any of this is relevant at all, and to be quite honest, you probably know what's coming next, which is this. This is USS Brooklyn, a light cruiser, the lead ship of the Brooklyn class light cruisers that came right after, well, not technically right after, but these were the successors to the Omahas, and they are treaty cruisers, mind you, so under the 10,000 ton limit. These have 15 6-inch guns in 5 3-gun turrets, as well as 8 5-inch anti-aircraft guns, and, 8 50 caliber machine guns. This ship has armor approximately 83 to 127 millimeters thick belt armor, 51 millimeter deck armor, 150 millimeter barbettes, 152 millimeter turrets, and 127 millimeter. Oh, the conning tower doesn't really count. But essentially, this is a ship that can outgun anything that we have in the game as of yet. And unless you were to add the Megami or a light cruiser from the 50s, or, this thing is just better than anything. I don't know how to put this. Like, there's nothing else in the game that could match this thing in gun performance, nor in the foreseeable future. So I don't know. I can't wait to see how this thing plays, to be honest. Maybe we could make a fun game mode where you've got tanks lined up on the shore and they've got to take this thing down, which isn't going to work because tank gun ammunition does not work against ships very well. So I hope you all enjoy. It's been your boy Garrett G Gaming, and I hope to see you all next time. That's all I need to say.